So this is Jamie, and I used task cards in my seventh grade social studies class. We had really just come to an end on our five themes unit. We were working on latitude, longitude, and I basically used task cards kind of as a class activity. The colors did mean something, and the questions were different according to the color. The yellow cards, for instance, were locating cities that were somewhere in the United States. So I felt like those were my easiest cards. The pink cards were somewhere in Canada. The green and orange were somewhere throughout the world. So I thought those were my most challenging cards. And the orange ones, especially, were kind of multi step. So those I gave to my students who I thought needed to be challenged the most. But as you can see from the picture on the right, you can see the boys here are working together. Not only are they doing their own card, but then you can see Alex here is recording his answer on the sheet that I provided with them. And then they end up sharing out with their group and kind of explaining why they came to what they came to. And then I would go around and I would check, and I had to okay the group before they could move on to another card. So you can see in the picture on the left, I think the students appear to be, all on task. It was something new, it was something different, which was kind of nice. And for them, I think they kind of felt like it was almost like a competition. They wanted to finish before the other groups. And so I think that motivated kids as well. On the right's another picture of some of the cards that you can see. And you can see these red cards really were not part of the task cards. They were more like hint cards. So that they could just remember what longitude was, what latitude was, etc. And then, again, here's another shot of my students using the task cards. For me, it was much easier to actually differentiate using the task cards because I thought of, I had questions ahead of time, had it prepared ahead of time. So it was just a matter of deciding which students got which cards. And it was fun and different for kids. So I felt like that's why maybe they were more engaged than they would have been if it was just a traditional, map with, worksheet or something. And I did also find that many students wanted the more challenging cards. So maybe I started them out with the yellow and they wanted something a little bit more difficult because that was too easy for them. So maybe in some cases I was wrong deciding which kids got which cards, but this was something I did as an activity, but it could have just been where we were doing something else in class and the early finishers could have picked a task card and been doing this. So I think it could have been used in different ways. But overall, I felt like it was successful, and it is something that I will use again in the future. So thank you very much. That's all I have.